Hey everyone, welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top altcoins available on Coinbase. This is a chart of what Bitcoin has looked like over the past few days. And as you can see, we keep going back to our former all-time high, which is really close to this fib line. It isn't exact, but this was the first time we got to new all-time highs, sold off under, got above it, sold back under, got above it, sold back under. And now what Bitcoin seems to be doing is retesting this quite a few times. We are making some higher lows up until today. We got down just a little bit underneath here, but make no mistake, we have to keep trending up and we cannot get back down under prior all-time highs. If we do, then we could be coming back down to, maybe the 56,000 range or even 49,000. Do I think we're going to get back down there? Hopefully not, probably not. I don't try to get too much into the prediction game, but just note that what the altcoins do does have a lot to do with what Bitcoin is doing. So that is why it's important to pay attention to Bitcoin. And as you can see here, we're still trending up in this channel, and hopefully we keep trending up. And as far as the crypto fear and greed index, we are in extreme greed because we are in new all-time high region. And over the course of this fear and greed index, the only time we're up here is when we are either at all-time highs, creating new all-time highs, or going up very fast. This was the Bitcoin mid-cycle top of 2019. And so on a chart, that was this right here. So we were getting close to prior all-time highs. I think we only got up to somewhere right like 14,000. The prior all-time high was 20. So it looked like maybe we were going to pass it up, got up to 90 on the fear and greed. Here is when the fear and greed index, when it stayed high in greed, and let me show you that. And we were accumulating up there. The all-time high that we did make the first time around, the fear and greed index came back down to here. However, we spent a lot of time up here, so we did have further highs coming. This was the second top, the all-time high that we've recently just broke, and that second top was right here. So we're in new all-time high region. That's why greed is up so high right now. As far as all season, if we take a look out in the larger time frame, this does look like it wants to start breaking up. Now, as you can see here, this has to keep going up. This was all season when we got to new all-time highs and up to like 65,000 that first time around. Here was the very top of Bitcoin when it got to like 69,000 and some change. So I do want to see alt season not doing this downward trend like this, but rather going up much higher. Some things that lead me to believe we may be getting very bullish on altcoins in the upcoming future, maybe at least by rate cuts. Well, let me go to the S&P 500, is that when we do have rate cuts, this is the dot-com bubble, the great financial crisis. The red line was the first rate cut after rates were higher for longer. That was near the peak of the markets, and the bottom was about 20 months to 24 months away. Of course, we did have that COVID flash crash, and after rate cuts were here, we still did go a little bit higher. So every time's a little bit different. Bitcoin dominance, this is one thing I look at, because when Bitcoin dominance crashes down inside of a month or two, if you see the data at the bottom, that's when altcoins are going parabolic. Crashing down, that's when altcoins are going parabolic. So I've wondered if we're going to go back to this trend line or near there, because we peaked and hit it over in December of 2020. That's when Bitcoin made new all-time highs from the 2017 high of 20,000, when we were getting above that, going to 65,000 down here by late April, the dominance was crashing. So I'm wondering if maybe we go up a little bit higher and crash. Maybe we don't go to this trend line. That's possible. But if dominance does crash, look for that low to mid 40 percentile. Last thing before we get into all the alts, the Tether Dominance. Something I've noted with the Tether Dominance is that it has been touching this trend line before it dumps. And that would be the 2017 top. That would be the 2019 mid-cycle top, dump. The COVID top before it dumped. The first Bitcoin top, as you can see how high we stayed here. And pay attention to the RSI on the weekly. When the RSI broke 50, this is when Bitcoin sold off from the 65,000 range to the 30,000 range. Second Bitcoin top here, look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. We are way down here. So I am wondering, this is one of the most bullish looking charts I can see, is that should we spend some time over the next few months leading up to rate cuts, which are maybe going to happen mid-late summer, that maybe that's when the markets will top and when we get back above 50 on the RSI. So taking a nice sip of whiskey, my work week is done. Let's get into altcoins here. That's what you're here for. Coinbase altcoins. This is Ethereum. Ethereum got above the 786 recently. We are now back underneath it. So let's zoom in and look what's going on. So as you can see, we wicked down hard. Now the body is staying on on or above this 10 MA on the daily. Should it get under, then we're going to look at that 20. And we have a little bit of structure, not much here. So that 3,500 level would have to hold. Next, we would be taking a look at this fib, the 3360, if we're going to get mega bullish and get to new all-time highs. For Ethereum, I'm looking at its market cap. People have talked about $10,000 or 10,000 Ethereum, because right now it's just under 4,000. And so what that would mean is that the market cap would more than double and it'd be worth a little bit over $1 trillion. So maybe Ethereum only does a 2x to a 3x somewhere in there and has a $1 to $1.5 trillion market cap. So that is something you can look for. Also, as you guys can see on the daily, we now have a sell signal. So that is something to watch and keep an eye out for. Sometimes this will only be a single bar, as you can see back here, and we can get a quick turnaround. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Keep an eye on it. Most of the times, it usually plays out a little bit. So maybe we're going to have a corrective week or two. Next, let's go to Doge and turn this on to crypto. So Doge, as we zoom way out. Okay. Let's take a look at, let's make sure this is on log. Here we go. So this is on log scale now. In Doge, what you can see is we got up to the 0.5 on the fib, and yeah, it's been coming back down. So maybe you can look at the 14-cent range if you're willing to be patient. And at least on the daily, yeah, we're flipping. Sell signal, buy signal. We want to stay up here in this 16, 17 cent range. If we get underneath it, next thing you look for is this 20 moving average on the daily. And if a sell signal is the play out, then I would target that 14 cent range next. So that's Doge. And prior all-time highs with Doge, when it got to 74 cents, was the market cap got to around $100 billion, really close to that. So do know, if you believe Doge can get over 74 cents, you believe its market cap can get over 74 cents. So keep that in mind. Maybe you believe Doge can go to $1, $2. Do factor in market cap. A lot of YouTubers don't. Market cap isn't some magic infinite number that can just keep going up forever. Like when people say $10,000 XRP, we're going to talk about that in a minute. That's impossible because that's a 500 trillion market cap, 5 times the global GDP. The top stocks in the world, like Microsoft and Apple, are around 3 trillion. So don't buy into these magic numbers that people throw out. Try to be realistic. And when we're underneath the all-time high and you draw a fib with this little guy right here, when you draw a fib from the high to the low, it's important that you take, when you're looking at the fib in between that range, you want to put it on log scale. Okay, make sure you have log selected. When you want to look at some possibilities going up, take it off log, and you can see some of the extensions like the 1.618, the 2.618, so on and so forth. And let's say you believe Doge can get to the 1.618. Okay, so that is going to be up quite a ways from 74-cent Doge, around a $100 billion market cap. It's not quite double, so maybe it's somewhere around $150 billion market cap. So do keep that in mind. If we're around $1.50, that's $200 billion market cap. Okay, and then higher, if we're getting to $2, I would look at the 2618, this $1.85, if you are that mega bullish. But again, that's like $250 billion. I don't personally believe Doge will go there. We will see. You never know. I'm not trying to FUD you guys out of the possibilities. And, it's possible that Doge doesn't even get back to all-time highs. So, guys, do know that when you are investing into stocks, crypto, do your research. Make sure the product's something you like, something you love, something you believe in, something you use if possible, because a lot of these cryptos aren't things we can use and really get a insider feel for. Do be careful. Don't invest more than what you are able to lose. Next, let's take a look at Link. So Link, let's zoom way out here. Throw it on auto. We're on log. Okay. It looks like this fib's on log. Nope. So throwing it on log, we're underneath the all-time high. Looks like we're trying to get above that 618, which is at $21.424. So we're going to be a little bit underneath it. Yep, here we are. So we're testing it. We're working above it. We really have to break through above this range. If not, then you can be looking for Link to get down to, well, first the 10 moving average, then the 20, and maybe as low as 16. So that would be in bearish situations. Obviously, if we go under the 20, that's really bad, and then we're back in this 12 to 16 range. And from there, you can take a look at some volume charts if you need, see where high volume is. I've looked before, and it's right in between here, this sort of $8 to $12 range in here. I don't know if Link's ever going to get back down there, but right now, crypto overall needs to stay bullish. If Bitcoin goes back down to 56 or even 49K, I would not doubt if the alts came back down. But again, if you're looking for Link to go to 200, a lot of people have talked about Link to 200. Do know that that is a 10x, and that times the market cap of 21 billion means it would be a $210 billion crypto, at least for a short time. These things often sell off quick. From the prior all-time high, look at this. May 10th of 21, if you're looking at the bottom, Link was at 52. And then July, 2 months later, we went from 52 to 16. So pretty much did a 65 to 70% drop right there. So do know that you want to sell as it's going up here, because it can come down pretty quick. Next, let's take a look at AVAX. I'll try to get moving a little bit quicker here, guys. Apologize. So AVAX right on the 618 fib. Let's zoom in a little bit. And yeah, it's staying above it. So that's nice. It's looking bullish. If we go on the weekly, we haven't had a buy signal since down here. It wicked up really nice. Maybe it comes back down. We have the 10 MA moving up a little bit. I'm curious to see where this relative strength index stops. Is it going to go higher and just be straight bullish, or is it going to end lower than here and show bearish divergence? So something to keep an eye on with AVAX. It's at 54 right here, and AVAX as far as market cap, Avalanche, AVAX, accept cookies. So its market cap is 20 billion. Again, like Link, if it's going to be 200 billion and do a 10x, then we're talking about 540 for AVAX. So if you're seeing people say AVAX to 1,000, okay, then you're talking about a 20x, and this having somewhere above a $400 billion market cap. I personally don't believe in those predictions. I would be eyeing, in the best case scenario, something like a 5 to a 10x personally, and be looking to take profits on the way up there. I'd rather be a little conservative than shoot for the moon and be left holding bags. And guys, just something really to be mindful of. A lot of these YouTubers, this is what I suspect, is that they have large bags in these cryptos. And that's why they're saying such ridiculous claims of how high it's going to go. AVAX to 1,000. The reason they say that when they're holding these large bags is they want you to keep putting in your money, believing it's going to go up higher, much higher than what it realistically will do. And if that's the case, you're going to be leaving your money in the market while they're withdrawing at more of the realistic price targets. So while you're waiting for 1,000, these guys are withdrawing at 500. We never get to 1,000, and AVAX just sells off, somewhere in the 250 to 500 range. I believe that's what happens with a lot of these YouTubers when they're making these ridiculous claims. So do mind your expectations. Yes, some cryptos can go 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. It's really hard to do. In the stock market, with strong stocks, you are happy to get 20 to 60% gains year over year. So if you're getting a 5x inside of a few months, guys, that's wonderful. That's amazing. That is not a bad thing. Whether you make $500, 5,000, 50,000, all of that is a good thing. Okay, not everyone can be a millionaire off this stuff. Most people aren't. It's hard to navigate the markets, so do be smart. Try to spend more time in the markets so you're buying when we're accumulating. Of course, throw on some indicators. Use that as one factor. Not the only factor. Technical analysis, TA, should not be the only factor. But, throw on some buy or sell signals. People have asked. One of them I use is a 1020 MA crossover with Heikin-Ashi signals. This is more of a leading indicator. Another good buy-sell signal that is more of a lagging indicator, something that's more confirming, less prone to fake outs, is UT bot alerts. So when I'm being aggressive, I have the 1020 MA. When I'm being very patient and I don't think a top is coming soon, with some of these cryptos, the top's probably coming within the next couple of years or even the next few months, who knows. But for stocks, I use more UT bot alerts. So for those of you who were asking about that. Next, let's go to XRP. So full disclosure, I do not hate XRP. I think there's a lot to like about XRP. I hate the stupid predictions people say as they're trying to suck dumb money, retail money out of your pockets. 10,000 XRP is not possible. Guys, XRP, as I've said, has a $37 billion market cap at 67 cents. 10,000 divided by 67. That number, when you multiply it times the market cap, puts XRP's market cap somewhere around $500 trillion. The global GDP in 2023 was around $100 trillion. That is a stupid, impossible thing to claim. XRP is not going to 10,000. All right, now that we're done with that, I'm going to keep saying that because I hate those predictions. Okay, a lot of people have no idea how market cap works. Market cap is not some magic number that can go to infinity. We have a buy signal on the weekly. It's been playing out. Right now, let's zoom in a little bit. Right now, we're playing between these two fibs. Okay, things are bouncing around. It looks like it may come back down to the 382. Maybe. So, Bitcoin today, it sold off to the prior all-time high base, bounced back up. I do want to see these alts continue to make higher lows. If we take a look at XRP over the last year, this looks like good accumulation to me. It really does. And you can see recently here, we got this long-legged doji. Maybe this turns into a sell signal, gets us down to like 65, maybe 62 cent ranges. Maybe, we'll see. But if it did and you really like XRP, hey, put some money in. And, what do I realistically think of predictions for XRP? If it were to get above prior all-time highs. Again, there's no guarantee it will. Maybe it only gets up to the 786 and $1.30. But let's say it does get above prior all-time highs. You like XRP, you've done your research, you believe in it. Then you could take a look at these fibs, like the 1.618, that's around $3, okay? So that's a little bit over a 4x. Okay, here's where I would realistically look, the 2.618 or the 3.618. Okay, that's around, let's just say $5 XRP. Okay, almost a 10x, maybe something like a 5 to a 10x, something in there. But again, when we factor in market cap, which is super duper important, you're taking this number, you're multiplying it times 5 or 6. All right, so that's what you got to look for. And you can round this to 40 times 5. Obviously, that'd be around 200 billion. Could XRP get between 200 and 300 billion dollars? Sure, why not? If you believe it's worth that much and this crypto asset's going to have a lot of use case, utility, all that stuff, that would be my realistic expectations. But when people are saying numbers that puts it above 500 billion, I would be super suspect of it. Okay, Solana XRP, sure, maybe it gets to 500, maybe, best case scenario. For a moment, I don't believe it would stay there, personally. You never know. So I don't buy those predictions. And if any predictions are making the market cap when you do the multiplier, again, when they say the price, like if someone says $5 XRP, you take 5 divided by 0.67. Whatever that number is, you then multiply times market cap. You see where you're at. If the market cap for some of these predictions from other YouTubers' channels puts the price of the asset or the market cap of the asset, if it puts the market cap of the asset over $1 trillion for any of these cryptos outside of Ethereum, guys, I think that's BS, and I would not be buying into any of that. Okay, so again, save yourself some time, some energy. When people are talking about market cap or the price of it, remember the market cap. Okay, next let's take a look at Solana. So that is not the one where I have the chart. Where is the one that I have a chart? Maybe it's the Coinbase one. Yay, we got it right. Okay, let's put this on log scale because we're still underneath prior all-time highs, so we're getting close. We're at 180. Solana's been making some good moves recently. Let's put this on auto. Taking off log, it makes it look a little bit better, but on log, man, since this area down here, when Solana got to around 80, we've had 130% move up to this 180 level. So that's pretty darn good. As we take a look at the weekly, yeah, that's around, the last time we had a weekly buy signal, we were at that 90 level. Okay, so where could Solana go if this thing were to get mega bullish? Let's take a look at some of those extensions and bear in mind the market cap. Where could it go? So we're going to take a look above. Again, I'm not saying it has to go here, but maybe we can look at some of the more aggressive areas right now. So the 3618, let's take a look at this. 921. All right, let's do some math. 921 up here at the 3618, that purple one, divided by the current price, which is, let's just say 179. Okay, that's a 5x. So going back to Solana's market cap, we have an $80 billion market cap. What's 8 times 5? Well, that's 40. Okay, add the 0. So a 5x would put Solana at $400 billion for a market cap. So something to keep in mind. And that's for one of the top altcoins out there after Ethereum. So anything under 500 billion, in that $300 to $500 billion range, to me, that's believable in a best case scenario. Something to keep in mind for Solana. Eye these numbers up here. Okay, all you do is draw a fib from the high to the low. You don't put it on log yet when you're looking at the higher extensions. Okay, when you're looking between our previous highs and lows, then you put on log. It's a good way to look at it. And my cat is sniffing my whiskey. No, you cannot have that. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. By the way, hope you all enjoy your weekends. Don't be afraid to get an Uber if you're drinking a lot. Even a $50 Uber is way cheaper and less hassle than $5,000-$10,000 worth of tickets and legal fees for driving drunk. I've had some friends get caught. I never have, but a parking ticket, an Uber, way cheaper, less hassle than getting a drunk driving ticket. And also, you're not putting anyone else at risk. So there's my PSA. You're like, what the hell? I'm not here for this guy to preach to me about how I drink. So I understand. All right, let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano, put this on a log scale. Where are we at? And we are between the 382 and the 0.5. Let's zoom in a little bit. On the weekly, man, last time we got a buy signal was down here at 0.5. So nice move up since then. And if we go to the daily, yeah, this is looking pretty good. We're getting under, at least wicking under the daily. We are still closing above it. on the candle, but sometimes we wick under, so keep watching this 20 MA on the daily. Make sure it's staying above it and that we're staying bullish. In Cardano, so it was $3 at the peak last time, I believe the time before. Does the chart go there? It was higher. It was around, I want to say a buck to $1.50. So if we take this off log and we take a look at some future or some higher possibilities, should we get all season like we've had before? Again, no guarantees, but should we, here would be some of the things to look for. I would be eyeing this 490 range, my best guess, because we've gone from around 1 to 3, maybe the next time somewhere around 5. So that 1.618 looks pretty good. And if we take 489 divided by the current price, 0.75, that's a 6.5x. And again, if we multiply 6.5 times the market cap, so let's just say let's say 27 billion. That would make Cardano $176 billion market cap. So Cardano around that $5 range or just a little bit underneath it, because that fib, I think I would be eyeing that personally. And the reason I had that, one of the assets that I am invested into that hit the fib really nicely recently is NVIDIA. Got up to this 3618 at 967. Got there really close to it. I'll show you guys quick. Look at that. And it's been smacked down since. So I'm telling you, these fibs, sometimes we blow through them, but you do see more often than not that the price will honor these. And yeah, I had this little fake out here. NVIDIA came up. So, if it stays bullish, that's where we look at some of these levels to get above and stay above. So yeah, just showing you why fibs are important here. Next, MATIC. So we have MATIC, DOT, and ICP. That's how we're going to finish today. MATIC, let's zoom way out. All right. And which is higher? It looked like it was higher, yeah, at the end of 2021. Here is when we had that first run up till May, but then it topped again in December 21. And again, guys, those were these two peaks here. A lot of alts, most that I know of, topped in here. Some did top later. I don't know if we're going to have a single top, a double top, whatever, but do know that, these are some possibilities. And that's why I say try to take the guesswork out of it. Set your exit targets. You can draw your own fibs. And, should it get higher than your exit target, that's okay. Something you can do, and I'll show you this right here. After we draw the fib for MATIC, it did get a little higher that second time, November, December. So we go from the high to the low. Something you can do, if you really believe we're going to go into all-time highs, maybe and you've been buying, by the way, at the lows. Let's say you've been a good patient investor buying at the lows. Then what you can do is maybe take out a certain percentage when we get to the all-time high. Get back your return on investment, play with house money. And then from whatever's left, maybe you take out 30% at the 1618, 30% at the 2618, the rest at a higher level. Or if it doesn't reach there, it comes back, then you sell the rest before it gets back to prior all-time highs. That can be one way of going about it, but have a plan. Don't just wait for, let's say you believed XRP is going to 10K like we were talking about before. Don't just buy $10,000 worth of XRP right now and just say, well, I'm going to sell 100% of it once it's at 10K, whatever the market cap is at 500 trillion. Okay. Don't just do that. Try to set percentages of an exit plan. Have a plan, write down a plan. Don't just hope that it's going to stay up forever, because it doesn't. Okay. So here are some of the targets for MATIC. As you can see from where we're at right now, $1.22. If it did around a little bit more than a 5x, a 6x, to this 2618 to 716. Let's see what MATIC's market cap is. So it's around $12 billion. Maybe you believe this is a 10x potential. It can get up to $120 billion. Sure, why not? Well, then we're looking at MATIC being around 12. And if you look at that 42316, we have a fib level right there at around 1140. So do keep that in mind. Let's zoom in on MATIC and put this on log scale because my God, this is hurting our brains right now. And all right, what do we notice here? So we are getting near the 0.618, which is right at 1.2. Let's zoom in a little bit. Where are we at? All right, so we've tested it, gone above it. It seems like we're going to test it again. We do have these higher lows trending upwards. So I would like for us to get higher highs, higher lows, and stay above this $1.25 level. If not, then it's totally possible that we come back down to this 97-cent level. Okay, so we're well above. We're looking bullish, higher in the RSI on the weekly. The MATIC's looking pretty good right now. Next, let's take a look at DOT. And by the way, for MATIC, if an asset's looking really good right now, I'm not buying more. I do buy. If it's something I like, love, and use, I wait for sell signals to play out, and I wait for confirmation of a reverse. I look on the daily. I look at a number of factors to believe that we're going up. But again, I don't invest everything right here. If it's an asset that I'm watching, spending a couple minutes every week charting, and I just watch it, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll put in some here. And yeah, you might see some losses for a little bit. But more often than not, if you're playing the macro game, the patient game, and you're not buying when we're at yearly all-time highs, then you tend to do better than, just buying the excitement. After we get into all-time high region, I'm not buying. So with Bitcoin, I'm not buying right now. Altcoins, a little bit different of a story. Next, let's take a look at DOT. And so, start this on log. And what do we got with DOT? So we're above the 382. Yay. And the RSI looks like it is about to go higher. If it does go higher, then man, we're straight bullish. And we've had a nice move from this buy signal, from this fib at around $7, and we're going up. The prior all-time high here around 54. So a 5x here. And DOT, let's see, where is DOT? $15 billion market cap. So again, if you believed this was a 5x, then you take 5 times 15, so that would be $75 billion. All right. If you believe it was a 10x, then it's $150 billion as a market cap. So let's take this off log. Let's see if we have a fib somewhere near this $11 to $12 range. What do we got? So look right up here at the 2618. It's at around 138. So if you believe this thing's going to get mega bullish, you look for the 1618 around 87. Still not a bad number. I mean, that's like an 8x there, a little bit less. And then this would be above a 10x. So I would be eyeing those numbers personally for DOT. Last one, let's take a look at ICP, Internet Computer. So this one's really hard for me to chart personally because it's like, well, where do we start from? Because this number up here is absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense. Okay, and the reason I say it makes no sense, if you go to the very top of this line and you take this number, we're going to do the market cap thing here. Okay, so we go 2840. You see that number up on the right, divided by what it currently is, 13.96. Okay, that's 200. We get a factor of 200. Okay, now we go to ICP, and here we go. We take 200 and we multiply it times its market cap here, times 6,424,803. Okay, it's already changing. Okay, so where does that put us? That puts us at a $1.3 trillion market cap. Guys, I do not believe ICP is going to 1.3 trillion. So sometimes I don't know how these start, way up here. I don't buy that as much. Even if we take this number right here at the top of the sell signal, that's 550 divided by, let's just do 14. That's a factor of close to 39. And then we can take 39, again, multiply it times market cap. Let's just say 6.5 billion to make it easy. That would be around a $255 billion market cap. That's more believable for me personally. That would be like best case scenario. So, if we draw this all the way up here, and then we would just be looking at fibs between places. I would only expect it to get up this high at the very best. Even right here, to me, these are more realistic. Okay, so even 177 or 178 divided by, again, 14, that's a factor of 12.7. 12.7, again, times 6.4 billion. That's around an $81 billion market cap. So maybe ICP only does something like a 12x from here. Okay, that's pretty great and wonderful. So that's why these fibs are important. Sometimes we don't always have very nice clean charts. And guys, also keep this in mind. So note where this came out. Last time I did a video, I got some hate in the comments on the altcoins of the day. I was talking about Aerodrome. It pissed some people off. I talked about how both of the last two cycles, I've seen this with miners, crypto miners, and I've seen this with altcoins. Be very cautious of altcoins when they come out after Bitcoin has already made an all-time high, or if it comes out near that all-time high. And this is why a lot of those altcoins turn into falling knives. In fact, I cannot think of a single one off the top of my head. Comment below if you find one or know of one that actually went up after or has gone up. Maybe in 2017 it came out at the peak of 2017, died, but then in the 21 bull run got higher. If you know of one, please comment below. I'd love to look at the charts. But a lot of them, when they come out there, of course they're going down and turn into a falling knife. So things like Aerodrome, be careful. Now, that's not to say that the next bull run, these things can't get back. But me personally, I can't think of any that have. So I do like ICP as an altcoin personally. And I have, full disclosure, bought some at lower prices. But I am not expecting it to get back to 550. I'm not. Okay. I'm happy if it gets even up into this range. Okay. So do your research and do know that when we're already in all-time high, if a crypto is just coming out, be very, very, very cautious. I've seen those turn into falling knives all too often. Sure, it may go up a little, but man, when it goes down, all of them I've seen go down hard. Okay. So anyways, that's all I got for the top altcoins by market cap that are available on Coinbase. If there are any cryptos available on Coinbase you would like for me to take a look at, do some quick analysis of, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. And guys, again, technical analysis is not everything. This should only be one part of your plan. I'm trying to show you how to do your own TA as well and kind of walk you through step by step so you guys can do this. My goal for this channel is to make this an educational channel and to take some of the stress out when it comes to investing in stocks or crypto. It's so stressful and it plays with our emotions so much. And I do have over a decade's worth of experience in the field of psychology. And so I've seen people, they just get way too caught up in the excitement. And crypto is a very bipolar, psychotic type of place. It is. And you see some of these characters who try to make themselves the face of some of these cryptos online. And I think it ruins it, and it makes crypto seem, it doesn't make it seem as serious of an asset when you see all these characters who are coked out of their mind trying to be influencers instead of just talking about the promising utility or what it might become. And we're still very early. I would like to see more tangible utility myself, so I'm an equal opportunity hater. If there's anything to hate on or be honest about, I'm going to say it. Now, I want you guys to be honest in your feedback, and so we can help each other learn and grow as a community. All the same, though, part of what I'm trying to do here with market psychology, including the fear and greed, is, pump the brakes a little bit, get you guys to take some deep breaths and not chase the hype here. I know I'm talking about the possibilities of what can happen in the most bullish scenarios, but guys, it's possible that altcoins do not break their prior all-time highs like Fetch.ai recently has. It's possible some only get back up to the 618786 or die from here. Okay, you never know. So time in the market is more important than time in the market. Do your research. I cannot research all 1,000 altcoins, cryptos out there. Do your research. If it's something you like, something you believe in, okay, then we get to charting. Then we use technical analysis and the many things with it as tools in our tool belt. Okay, buy-sell signals are not everything. We have moving averages, we have relative strength index, we have the MACD, which we can take a look at. Consider as many different outlooks as you can and try to look for the good possibilities as well as the negative possibilities as well, the highs and the lows. So what I try to do here on this channel, and I'm always trying to be better at this, is remove any bias that I can and try to view the charts kind of like a robot without bias. Here's a bullish scenario, the ultimate bullish scenarios, bearish scenarios, here's what we look for. Okay? And again, the reason why I know my bias is more bullish than bearish right now is this Tether Dominance in the RSI, how low it is. Because we tend to go pretty high. And Bitcoin dominance, when it tanks, it's within the last 2 to 8 weeks of the bull run. And there's still time. If rate cuts don't come until June, July, guys, we still have time. You know, we may have 3-4 months left. And who knows how high crypto can go. Looking at the rainbow chart, if we were to top out, like let's say mid-June, let's go over a little bit, and we get up to that orange box, maybe we get between 120 and 160,000 on Bitcoin. I don't know, but man, that whiskey's good. By the way, I'm drinking JMO Black Label. It's pretty good stuff. But I'm just showing you guys some things to look for. And you can't make profits if you don't have skin in the game, so that's important to at least be invested. And if you are investing, obviously don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And time in the market's more important than time in the market. I was able to get some link down here because I spent this time in the market. I've been in here since 2017. I recognize this was accumulation, and I got some of these buy signals. Those are just some factors I looked for. And there are sometimes I get buy signals and it goes down for a little bit. So I am trying to teach the long-term approach to investing with stocks and crypto, but I also think it's important to note that should we be getting into much higher all-time highs, 120 to 180,000, like I talked about, guys, here's where you want to sell. When Bitcoin dominance tanks, like it did up here, when the Tether Dominance RSI is getting up to 50, when it's up there, there's a short window, and that'll be the time. And I'll keep doing these videos. And if that does happen, I can promise you, I will be saying, now's the time to take profits. This is not going to stay this way forever. And I guarantee you, there will be people in the comments saying, what are you talking about? This thing's going to go higher. And maybe it does. And maybe it doesn't. So we've had a scenario where it does and where it doesn't. I've been in here since around here. Okay. So set your exit plans, set your strategies, set your marks. I'm trying to teach you guys how to do some of this stuff. And yeah, if you are new to crypto, I would not be encouraging you to get in now. Think of it this way. Look at how many times we've been at greed this high. Not saying you can't make money, but if you're getting in now, you are gambling. And if you're trying to, quote unquote, educatedly gamble, or do some educational gambling, you are taking big risks. Time in the market's more important than time in the market. There's plenty of cryptos and stocks in the sea. You don't have to chase, be impatient, and get liquidated. That's what dumb money does, is they're impatient, they chase the hype, they chase the good news. Don't be the dumb retail money doing that. Otherwise, you're just gambling, okay? If you've liked crypto and you believed in it and you've been getting it, as we have been down in the lows since 15, 16,000, then obviously the world's your oyster right now. You can take back your your return on your initial investment, and he can play with house money and see where we go. So anyways, that's all I got for today, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you have a great, wonderful weekend. Enjoy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish, so I can say happy St. Patrick's Day. And God damn it, we're all Irish this weekend, too. So enjoy, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.